Welcome to Quran Stories Animated. In every episode, we share the timeless lessons of the Holy Quran, the stories of prophets, their trials and patience, their faith and obedience to Allah. These stories guide us, inspire us, and remind us of Allah's wisdom and mercy. Join us as we bring the words of the Quran to life. Musa said to his young companion, "I will not rest until I reach the meeting of the two seas." They walked along the coast with patience and hope. Their clothes were simple, and the sea wind cooled their faces. They carried a basket with a fish inside for their journey. When they reached a large rock, they stopped to rest. The waves crashed gently nearby. As they slept, the fish slipped away into the water. It swam through the sea by Allah's command. When they awoke, they continued their journey. The sun rose above the horizon, bright and clear. Musa said, "Bring us our meal. We are tired from our travel." The young companion remembered the fish. He said, "I forgot the fish. It slipped into the sea." Musa said, "That is the place we were seeking." They turned back, following their own footprints. The waves sparkled under the morning light. At the rock, a man sat in peace and silence. He was Khidr, a servant of Allah, blessed with knowledge. Musa greeted him with respect. Khidr looked at him with calm wisdom. Musa said, "May I follow you so that you teach me what you know of guidance?" Khidr said, "You will not be able to have patience with me." Musa replied, "You will find me patient, if Allah wills." Khidr nodded gently and said, "Then follow me, but do not ask until I tell you." They began their journey together along the sea. The sky was calm, and the water glistened softly. They came upon a small boat near the shore. Fishermen welcomed them aboard with kindness. The boat moved gently across the waves. The sea breeze carried a sense of peace. Suddenly, Khidr made a hole in the side of the boat. Musa looked in shock and said, "Have you harmed the boat to drown its people?" Khidr said, "Did I not tell you that you would not have patience?" Musa lowered his head and said, "Do not blame me for my forgetfulness." They continued their journey quietly. The boat reached the shore, and they walked inland. The heat of the desert pressed upon them. A group of children played nearby. Khidr approached one of them and took his life. Musa cried, "Have you killed an innocent soul?" Khidr said, "Did I not tell you that you would not have patience?" Musa said, "If I question you again, do not keep me with you." They walked on in silence through the barren land. The sun began to set behind the hills. They entered a small village seeking food and rest. But the people refused to help them. Their faces were cold, their hearts closed. Near the edge of the village, a wall was about to fall. Khidr repaired it with his hands. Musa said, "If you wished, you could have taken payment for it." Khidr turned to Musa and said, "This is where we part." He said, "I will tell you the meaning of what you could not bear patiently." They sat by the wall as the wind moved the dust around them. The air grew calm and still. Khidr said, "The boat belonged to poor fishermen. I damaged it so a tyrant king would not seize it." The boy had believing parents. Allah willed to give them a righteous child instead. The wall belonged to 2 orphans. Beneath it lay a treasure left by their father. Allah wished that they reach maturity and find it. This is the mercy of your Lord, not my will. Musa listened with awe and humility. The wisdom of Allah became clear to him. He said, "Truly, knowledge belongs to Allah alone." Khidr smiled gently and stood up. The sun shone behind him, casting long shadows. Musa thanked him for his patience and teaching. Khidr replied, "May Allah guide you in truth." He turned and walked away through the sand. Musa remained, reflecting on all he had seen. The sea waves echoed softly in the distance. Musa returned to his people with new understanding. He taught them that Allah's wisdom is beyond human sight. He said, "Be patient with what you do not yet know." The people listened with reverence. The sky glowed with the color of evening. The young companion stood beside him once more. He looked at the horizon with renewed faith. Musa smiled and raised his hands in dua. He said, "My Lord, increase me in knowledge." The story of Musa and Khidr became a sign for all time. Thank you for watching Quran Stories. The stories of the Holy Quran are lessons for all time about faith, patience, and guidance. We hope this story inspired you and reminded you of Allah's wisdom. Subscribe and continue with us as we share more timeless lessons from the Holy Quran.